Ever since I was a kid, I've always envied the ability to travel through time. Whether that was to see the outcome of the future, or to go back a few hours to get some more sleep. Even though time travel isn't physically possible, movies and TV shows are the closest I'll ever get. Although time travel sounds like it would be cool, you really wouldn't be able to do anything because the rules of time travel interferes with the fun of time travel. Once you travel through a wormhole, you instantly exit out of a plot hole. Every decision, action, or interaction you make alters the course of time. I love butterflies, but I hate the effect. If you go back in time and change the past, the future where you come from technically doesn't exist anymore. But if the future is now rewritten, that means you never existed to destroy the timeline in the first place, therefore causing the space-time continuum to collapse, and then it all gets confusing. Not only does time travel break the laws of physics, but it breaks my brain every time someone over-explains it.
The fate of the multiverse.
You always lose me with that. You say, the fate of the multiverse, and my brain dies.
If you change the timeline for the better, you end up making things much worse. No matter how good your intentions are with time travel, paradoxes will punish you for changing it. All I wanted to do was save a couple celebrities. Is that so wrong?
Yes.
You realize how messed up that sounds, right?
Time travel is one of the most powerful yet fragile concepts to ever mess with. And it's not fair that paradoxes prevent all the fun that comes with it. So you know what? The paradox.
Language.
If you could travel through time without the rules of time travel affecting you, what would you do? No consequences, no paradoxes, and no racism. That's right, I don't want any limitations. That includes segregation. So grab your hoverboard and pack some extra plutonium. And since I don't have my driver's license, let's hop on this scooter and go anywhen we want. If I had a time machine, I would travel to the future for one simple thing. And that's so I can go forward in time so I don't have to wait for upcoming movies ever again. Imagine watching a trailer of a movie and then instantly traveling to its release date, or as soon as you hear the announcement for the sequel. When I left the Michael movie, I needed part 2 immediately. And as a Marvel fan, I'm still waiting for the Doomsday trailer as of recording this. Which is why I would skip all of the waiting and watch Doomsday, Secret Wars, and then binge all of the next phase before they even start production. I was 11 years old when Into the Spider-Verse came out. I'm gonna be 20 whenever we get Beyond the Spider-Verse. And that's if they don't push the date any further. I know animation takes a very long time, but I don't wanna wait till I'm 90. I hate how food nowadays isn't the same as it used to be. The prices are higher, the quantity is smaller, and the flavor is lacking the joy it once had. A Roku remote shouldn't be taller and wider than a simple granola bar. Every time my mom sees how small food has gotten, she always has to convince me on how food was much better back then.
You don't know, man. You don't know.
So you know what? I'm turning back time so I can enjoy all of the low-priced quality foods that I missed out on. When a bag of chips was $2, when drinks were nickel, and when fast food was actually worth paying for. Not only would I time travel for the fast food, but I would also do it for the discontinued foods. We all have that one childhood snack that was taken off the shelves for no reason. I haven't had a Choco Taco in years. If I could go back in time and get my hands on one, I would be in
heaven. I'm in heaven.
Remember when the inside of a Wendy's and a McDonald's had personality? Why would they get rid of that? Every fast food place wants to look mature on the outside, instead of embracing what makes them special. Walking into a Wendy's weirdly felt like entering an old relative's house. I can still smell the chicken nuggets in wooden chairs. And McDonald's used to be the Chuck E. Cheese of burger places. Just because we outgrew our childhood doesn't mean that our childhood has to grow up with us. I want to go back to when fast food had flavor and the places had character. Every man's first love was through a TV screen. Whether they were a movie star, a music star, or a Disney star, we've all had that one celebrity we all thought we had a chance with. Well, now I have that chance, and I'm not passing it up. The minute I get my hands on a time machine, I'm traveling through the decades and shooting my shot to all of my celebrity crushes. Now, do I have game? Absolutely not. But hey, I have time travel. I have all the time in the world to learn. Once I gain all that knowledge, I would start from the 80s and 90s and then work my way up to the 2010s. That way, if I get rejected, I can just time travel to the next one on my time travel roster. Like Kim Fields, Salma Hayek, Jennifer Love Hewitt, Vanessa Morgan, and that's just to name a few. To go back in time while they were in their prime, I would build the time machine myself.
I'm coming home to you, baby. Your Earthman is coming home.
The Almanac from Back to the Future is probably one of the most underrated sources of power in any movie. It's not as powerful as a Wizard's Wand or the Infinity Gauntlet, but to know the outcome of 50 years worth of gambling is infinity and beyond life-changing. Sure, it takes the fun out of gambling, but in this economy, who cares? You're set for life and the afterlife. Although Biff was the villain throughout the entire trilogy, Biff had the right mindset. Well, I mean, technically he stole Marty's mindset, but still, the man succeeded. And that's just with the book. Imagine using time travel in other ways, like stealing 6 numbers from the future, or going back a few minutes to bet on the right color. But I feel like with all that power, you wouldn't know when to ever stop gambling. So if I ever got to that point where it became an addiction, I might as well use that power responsibly by donating to a children's hospital, or using my jackpot winnings to get homeless people back on their feet. If I won the lottery 3 times, there's no need to continue for myself, so I might as well continue for other people. Finding love in this generation is honestly really depressing. Most people aren't loyal, and a lot of us are too scared to be vulnerable. It's kinda hard to put yourself out there when dating has become intimidating. So if I had a time machine in any shape or form, I would travel to the past so I can find love the old-fashioned way. You can't find that 90s love in 2026, so you might as well go back to where it originated. I'm just saying, if Doc Brown could find his true love in a different time period,
Why can't I?
I already have an old soul, so being myself would actually be my advantage. If racism wasn't such a big issue back then, I feel like I would have been a player throughout the decades. I would have been using old pickup lines left and right, specifically before they were invented. Nowadays, your average pickup line is a terrible cliche method. But if you go far enough back in time, before they were overplayed, you would sound like an absolute genius.
I'm a genius!
The only problem is, not every pickup line works in every timeline. Hey, are you a parking ticket?
What's a parking ticket?
Dang it. Hey, nice to meet you. Are you from Tennessee?
What's Tennessee?
Dang it! Why, hello there. Is your name Wi-Fi?
What is a Wi-Fi?
Yeah, I should have saw that coming. Finding out about a celebrity's death is basically the same pain as losing a family member. And it's always the good ones that are taken away so soon. So if I got my driver's license and was handed the keys to the DeLorean, I'm taking a page out of Terminator 2 by protecting and preventing their death from ever happening.
Come with me if you want to live.
I don't even know who you are.
Every musician, comedian, actor, and historical figure would be saved in alphabetical order. If Barry could make a flashpoint to save his parents, then what's the harm in going back in time to save Kobe or Michael Jackson? The world would be less broken than it already is. It literally took a biopic just for the world to come together. Who wouldn't take that chance to bring them back? Not only would I be a time travel bodyguard, but I would also travel to the past to when they were kids. Let me explain. As someone from the future, you know how their story ends. But imagine being there to witness their beginning to fame. Like growing up with Tupac before he became who he was. Or having Robin Williams as your high school best friend. I'm just saying, to make friends with greatness before they become greatness would be a pretty cool field trip. Do you ever have those moments when you envy a certain time period because you wish you were there to live in it? Because I do quite often. Making this video made me realize that I barely talked about time traveling to the future. And that's mainly because I'm already living in the future. And it's not the Jetsons kind I would have hoped for. Everything's too convenient nowadays, and it's hard to separate from technology when the world revolves around it so much. What happened to when the world used to be Hakuna Matata? When the only screens that existed were on box TVs and front doors? Having a time machine would make life much easier, but I would use it to go back to when life was a lot simpler. If I was a teenager in any other decade, I feel like I would have thrived on just the vibes alone. Like going to a disco in the 70s, or shopping at the mall in the 80s, walking with a Walkman in the 90s, and to witness the awkward phases of phones in the early 2000s. To view the world before tech took it over. That would be my time travel make-a-wish. Now don't get me wrong, life was still life back then. Just because it was simpler doesn't mean it was easier. I mean, why do you think I cut racism out of this video? I'm just a kid from the future that looks back on decades I'll never get to experience. As much as we wish we can go back to the past, all we can do is learn from the past to build our future. Anyway, I hope my art style made you smile, and let me know in the comments what you would do if you had a time machine. I would love to read your answers. My upload schedule isn't perfect, but hopefully you'll be notified to see the next one. Staying consistent is a lot harder than I thought it would be. But just remember, I'll be back for more. Bye!